Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. 3 o'clock location. We got Semih starting as the teal Protoss, bottom left hand corner as the magenta Terran. Popular color for Terran today. Magenta Terran, we've got NeonSword, and this is going to be starting off on Dominator. I will say that NeonSword I would put in lower mid or maybe upper lower tier. And as far as like steps, where would I put them? So we have the 12 steps of the 12 steps as previously mentioned, not 12 step program, but kind of like the 12 tiers of players. Semih has been eking out of like 11, sometimes showing signs of 12. Very solid 10 though. So 10 breaching 11 with occasions of 12. And he's been continually pushing himself up that direction. Erdmon, I feel like, is slightly behind that. That's where we went with the started off this metaphor. I would put him at like 9, oftentimes in 10, occasionally on 12, but most likely in 9 and showing sparks of 10. NeonSword, I would put more at 5 or 6, maybe 7. But NeonSword said coming into this that he's been practicing quite a bit, and this was his preferred opponent. This was the guy he wanted to beat. This was his goal, so I wish him luck, and I think that is a lofty goal indeed. If he had said beating Arda Turtle, beating even some of the other Terran, honestly, I feel like if he said like I'm going to take out Pandora, I would have been like, yeah, but Semih, I feel, as far as the guys that are up and coming and showing a lot of improvement as of late, Semih is really top notch. Getting the gas steal, by the way, off the first scout, that's really going to kneecap NeonSword's early game. We do have a gateway that's being constructed behind this, by the way, for Semih, so he still has the option. He could just expand, he could continue to apply the pressure. NeonSword having trouble getting little movements here of the probe, forcing the SCV through, and he's it looks like Semih actually getting some okay damage on the SCV, not able to force off building. Nice little blockade. Was that a little bit of repair? Didn't look like it was a little bit of repair, but still no scout from NeonSword in the midst of the distractions on the front, which is dangerous because he doesn't know what's coming at him. We do have an initial zealot queued up. Semih not saving resources otherwise. Didn't cancel the gas. Gets the gas just before, or gets the SCV just before the barracks finishes, which is huge. So the first Marine is now queued up and the first zealot is already on the way, which means at most you're going to have probably a Marine 3-force finished. Stole some gas as well. 3-force finished. You're going to have a probe that's mostly healthy, depending on what happens with the SCVs here in the base, and there's no factory started as of yet. We don't even have the assimilator getting wiped out, so this is a really dangerous situation here. I'm sorry, second Marine will be out. I don't think a third Marine's going to be out by the time the zealot gets here, and this probe is drawing this Marine far away from the ramp, and NeonSword is not drawing it back towards the front. We've got an SCV that's just starting a bunker. The zealot is going to be able to ignore that, hop right on the Marine. Marine heavily damaged. Second zealot on the way, by the way. Do we have a third zealot? Third zealot's queued up. Cybernetic score in the midst of this. SCV's also been wiped out. Probe, that was a great swap. Almost paid off for Semih right there. He heavily damaged the Marine and switched the probe off to go ahead and attack the heavily damaged Marine. Almost got a kill. We got a bunch of SCV, or sorry, a bunch of Marines queued up. The bunker nowhere near finishing. We have 2 zealots, 3 Marines now, and 2 of them are 1 swack away from dying. SCV not covered. There, yeah, both those Marines dying. Bunker finished, but nothing else going on, and NeonSword's natural expansion and gas severely delayed. This is not looking good for NeonSword right this second, and as soon as range and Dragoons get here, this is just going to get all the worse, and a lot of SCVs have been wiped out as well. Semih really crushing it right now. 3 Marines in the back, the Zealots backing off. Third Marine gonna go, or third Zealot I should say, working on the bunker. The Zealot with the most shield now peeling its way in to chase the rest of the Marines down. 2 SCVs off the land. That's putting NeonSword's SCV count at a thin 12 effectively out on the field. I would say thin 11 now, seeing this third SCV. The Marines trying to focus on that assimilator. Second barracks has been dropped, but we got as many Zealots as we've got Marines on the field right this second. And the Zealots continuing to get SCV kills and interrupting the mining. The SCVs peeling back in a defensive cluster, much like honeybees, out to the corner. The Zealots working on the supply depot, just allowing themselves to remain active, and the Dragoon is just going to ignore that bunker with the 2 Marines in it and walk all the way into the main. Range is about halfway finished. There's not enough Marines to repel this. This is GG right here. But let's see if NeonSword keeps fighting it out, because this is his preferred opponent. Maybe wants to wear it out, but this is an absolute catastrophe. Second and third barracks have been queued up. Neither of them are finished. The Zealots continuing to rough it up against the SFEs. No more mining for NeonSword. He still hasn't gotten that simulator down. By the way, the Zealots have taken out the supply depot on top of everything else. And yeah, this is disastrous. The Zealot finally got taken out, but that's going to be GG. No attack units left. Honestly, it was GG a long time ago. But Semih really controlling that match in game 1. We'll go on to game 2. Hopefully NeonSword will have a better showing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.